could get real mean if you sell me out. I could get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself. Your life and your drive, building up your wealth. Becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah, I came to play and invest, stay colder. Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? You're out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo. I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't look at me, cause you close the door. So watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself. Your life and your drive, building up your wealth. Becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah, I came to play and invest, stay colder.
One. Hello everybody and welcome back to Waylander Gaming. It's today we are featuring semi-finals matches in this IESF test matches. As you can see today, I am joined by the one, the only Mr. Waylander himself. Bro, how are you feeling? What's your thoughts about what transpired yesterday, and are you excited for today?
Well, yesterday was what an eventful evening. There was some absolutely dominant performances. I know I was dealing with the South African team for the most part. They put in some stellar performances. But looking back at Zimbabwe as well, because I mean, we did do their qualifiers leading up until this moment in time. So well done to the team. Well done to the boys. They got all the way to the semis. They're up against Mauritius and Skapskenko. We know the Mauritius team. We know the Mauritian players. Two very strong teams getting to this particular point in time in a competition. It is hard to call between them what we think is going to happen. It's all going to come down a lot to what's going to go down in the drafting phase. These players do know each other very well. I mean, it's in the rank situation here in the Southern African region. We do feature these teams clashing, butting heads against one another quite often. So it's going to be a cracker of a day today.
Yeah, bro, 100%. I need to agree with you there. I mean, I've been speaking to the captain from Team Zimbabwe beforehand, and he's saying, look, they are definitely going in as underdogs into this one. So, yeah, just very excited to see how this one is going to play out. The teams did have time to do some homework, especially regarding this tournament scene yesterday. We did see. So let's see if the teams did do homeworks about the new combos and combinations going in. And yeah, very, very much excited. Zimbabwe, they were undefeated until the final stages, the last matches. They lost one match against Congo, but yeah, bro, all the matches were dominant from Team Zimbabwe yesterday. So let's see how this is going to play out. And as you mentioned, I'm looking at Team Mauritius right now at this point of stage, and I see a lot of familiar names. So it's not like we're going to be casting unfamiliar teams here. So we know what each team and each player has in store for us. So this is definitely going to be a cracker of opening for the semi-finals on the IESF. So
Yeah.
we do see that Team Mauritius and Team Zimbabwe is full in the lobby.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, they are old rivals. A lot of these players have been involved in the Mobile Legends scene for quite a while now. It's just wonderful that we got the IESF along with MSSA bringing us this test matches in preparation for the grand stage that's going to be coming up. So a lot of these teams will get to know one another a little bit better, as if they didn't know each other well enough already. Though in the list, I would say, Skapskenkel, there was a few countries that we're getting to see for the first time. Like I got to do a stream with players from Gabon. Um, Very different meta from the one we play here in South Africa and, well, in the Southern African region, shall I say. Slightly different meta, very interesting to watch. I had some good performances from some of their players. Second match up against South Africa was a bit of a seesaw action yesterday for Gabon, and I'm sure you got to do a couple of new countries as well that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, all of the countries yesterday that we did feature in Zimbabwe's streams yesterday was new to the stream. And like you mentioned, there's a lot of different rotations that we got to see yesterday as well. Some situations working out beautifully, some not working, especially against, from our server, our play style is very aggressive early on to get that
Mm.
snowballing effect off the
Mm.
bat. But what I also saw yesterday is right, the teams respecting one another, not going for that early game aggression, just getting the feelers out in the first few minutes before the onslaught started. So, but all out, bro. The rotations. It was very refreshing, I have to say, because like I
Mm.
mentioned, we are so used to aggression straight off the bat.
Well, I suppose the spotlight, the pressure that these kinds of tournaments and situations bring tempers some of that natural aggression that players have. You don't want to go in and, because like as we've seen, especially in some of the games yesterday. I think towards the end we did like a little bit of a test run matchup. Where it was Equilibrium up against say Dynasty. You could see even if you're in a dominant position, it just takes one mistake, one out rotation, one outplay, and the entire game can spin on its head. And when you're playing for these high stakes, you kind of need to keep things a little bit more calm, a lot more disciplined. A little bit calmer, a lot more disciplined, but also at the same time, because it's a very fine balance between discipline and being fearless. Because we need to have those outplay moments. There was one particular part in the South Africa versus Gabon game where we see Super Shady going in 1v4, getting a maniac, and then his teammate steals the Savage from him right at the end. We won't say who that was. If you want to know who stole the Savage, which would have been the first Savage out of all the games streamed yesterday, you go and check and watch second match South Africa versus Gabon. You will see who stole the Savage from Super Shady there.
Well, bro, on our end, we were fortunate enough to see Zimbabwe feature a Savage, and it was the marksman, nonetheless. It was Blaze, actually. But bro, just the general knowledge coming into this, we could see the build up, right? You could see it's 2v3, 2v4, and then suddenly it's 2v5, and then all of a sudden the team members rush in to come and help. But the team giving the certain individual the space and the capacity to get That's savage.
Yeah. That was the opposite
So,
of what happened to Super Shady.
so all right. I do see both teams are in, and seems like we are good and ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who joined the stream, thank you for joining, and let's get ready. This is going to start off with some stellar performances. Very excited. Can't wait to get this done. So let's utilize this. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We do appreciate the support. Yesterday was crazy, and well, let's see if we can top yesterday's performances in MLBB. I mean, the teams. So with that, let me just tell the teams that we are ready and we are good to go. Viewers, what were your thoughts in the chat with regards to yesterday's matches that you did see featuring?
Yeah, just to remind everybody, this is a best of three. So we're into the semifinals. It's Zimbabwe up against Mauritius, as you can see from the polls. Get your votes in. We're very interested to find out on who you will be supporting in this best of three matchup. So will we get to see this go all the way to the third game? Or will one of the teams be able to clean sweep it 2-0? We're heading into the first match right now. As we will have that the drafting screen up and ready for you, so we get to see the picks, we get to see the bands, we get to see the skins. Some very, very, very nice skins in there because tournament lobby, everything is available to you. So we will have that up for you shortly as we head into the first match in the semifinals of the IESF test match, Zimbabwe versus Mauritius.
Yeah, right. I have to say I had a lot of fun yesterday with the tournament lobby. That I have to say that I enjoyed the camera angles. There was one instance where I had a sticky situation where I was a bit premature with the camera and missed a lot of action, but I wanted to test something. But we are all good to go. So yeah, let's go. Good luck and have fun to both teams.
Yeah, good luck to both teams. Zimbabwe, Mauritius. Zimbabwe with the first pick. First ban, Mauritius. Second pick, second ban on the red side. How will this game go?
And seeing that both teams are very familiar with one another, I'm seeing some roll roulette team members here that I featured with in the roll roulette. So let's see if we're going to get those respect bans coming in, as we do see Rebind with the first ban for Team Zimbabwe.
Time to drop the beat of the flash.
Is banning.
Joy off the bat, so no electro beats
Always
for
on the way.
Team Mauritius,
team
as
is banning.
Team Mauritius gets rid of Matilda Airways.
Yeah. So, Joy, as we know, is one of the very, very meta jungles right now. Followed by another meta jungle, Suyu, coming through as the ban. Matilda, very strong in the roam position because she provides that escapability, shield. She has the ability to dive the backlines, got nice crowd control, can do a bit of damage. So, an all-round good roamer.
Gaze the stars
Mm-mm-mm.
and seek your
Is
path.
banning.
The next ban for Team Zimbabwe and Team Mauritius getting rid of Luigi. Right, bro. I saw nice combos yesterday with set heroes. Luigi, Kalia, and Mincetar, bro. What a deadly combo is that not? So just waiting on Blaze to bring in the ban here. It's we're back to the 50 seconds drafting selection.
Yeah.
Only
So,
love and
Louis,
night
that
of
diversion,
everlasting.
her ultimate is one of the most broken ultimates in the game. It may not be an ultimate that actually does any damage. So, if you're playing solo queue, all right, the Louis ultimate's a bit wasted. But when it comes to 5-man situations, that ultimate's crazy. And we're looking at a lot of mage bans coming through at this moment, Sicilian and Zushin. And it's going to be this way because we are existing sort of in a bit of a mage meta, shall we say.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
Yeah, we are in a mage meta. As we see Blaze picking up Granger, Team Mauritius not waiting. Will we see a Fanny? This will be a first time for me featuring Fanny in the IESF tournament, bro. We saw a lot of Kalias.
Well, we should expect the.
My tail's been itching for a real
We
fight.
should expect that the clear pick to come through. Fanny, this earlier of a pick, I'm not too sure about because there's still quite a few counters still left available for the side of Team Zimbabwe. There's the Cho, the Franco, your usual suspects. At the same time, Kufra as well as hard counters, but. Just showing the Fanny just to say, well, we can show the Fanny. Just be careful. We might decide to pick up that Fanny towards the end. And it's the Fasa into the Tsunami Slam of the Kalia. So, Feather Air Strike into Tsunami Slam.
That combines beautifully if the set is there. So, Super Brawny did pick up Kalia over. The final bans were Sicilian and Zushin. Ooh, OV Grid picking up Xavier. And we're just waiting on LRD Alpha. LRD Alpha played a beautiful roam yesterday. There was a lot of matches coming in from him. So we'll see. We'll see what this set is going to be. LRD Alpha showing us CC. CC is a good pick. She's very broken at this point of stage. If played right. So we do see CC in the lineup for Team Zimbabwe. Nabs with the next pick in the phase 1 drafting system in the tournament lobby.
Well, we've got the Granger pick. Harrod's still being open. Will we see the Harrod come out to deal with the Granger on the gold lane? Granger is a snowball kind of hero, so we will expect a lot of Zimbabwe's rotations in the early part of the game to be towards that gold lane, because you do need to get the Granger fed. It looks like Nab's going for the Irithel pick in here. Irithel without any hard lockdown is quite deadly.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Irithel being another counter towards Granger, so I was quite surprised that they didn't ban out the Irithel, knowing that they were going to pick up the Granger. But yeah, it's the eyes to watch is definitely going to be in the marksman lane, as we do see Team Mauritius batting out Tigreal, so no implosion plays for the side of Team Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Tigreal does combine quite nicely with the Xavier in the mid lane, because Xavier's got that AoE stun, and that allows Tigreal not to have to always go in with the flicker implosion play. He can actually second skill implosion into that, so that little bit of follow-up stun is in there. And well, Xavier, we know, is a bit of a late game mage, but once he gets his items, especially towards the latter part of the game, can really hurt.
Yeah, especially with that ult of him. We do see Team Zimbabwe batting out Ling. So definitely respecting Team Mauritius here with their jungle combinations. However, I do see. Well, do you think that Team Mauritius is going to pick up the Fanny that they showed early on for us?
Well, they do have that option because they will be last pick.
And more than
going for the Julian ban, I was just going to say Julian's over. Alpha is still also open at this moment in time. We have seen Rebind do an excellent job on the Alpha. So I don't think they're going to be banning out the Alpha. They might leave the Alpha pick for Rebind, which means that Zenatan will have to possibly go for a Gato or a Khalid to get that little bit of backline dive onto the Fasa. Otherwise, she's just going to be running wild if that's the way they're thinking. In terms of drafting, they might want to consider that Fanny ban if they're not going to be going for the hard lockdown.
Banning out Minotaur. That's that's an interesting ban, as we do see Nab Cookies picking up Badang.
Well, they would have probably assumed, because like we can see which player picked up which hero, right? Obviously, you can do a bit of swaps here and there, but they could have assumed that it's going to be clear on the XP lane.
Senator picking up Kufra. Will Rebind pick up his deadly alpha? Bro, we did see him feature with that new skin of Alpha yesterday. Bro, I have to say, Alpha's new skin is so beautiful. I'm so jealous. But no, Rebind showing us Lucas. Oh, he takes Lucas. What do you think about the Lucas pick into this
Well,
setup?
firstly, he wouldn't have went with the alpha here unless there was like not a Badang being picked up, because Badang is one of the counters that you have to an alpha, because like alpha needs to be able to land his skills in order to dish out that passive of his to get procced and deal the true damage. So Lucas, a lot of players are playing Lucas on the jungle. He has this insane early game potential, and does allow for a bit of jungle invade, which is what you want to do if you're going to be up against a Hanzo. Is have the ability to just delay his farm by invading. Zindaton on that Kufra will be hoping to achieve the same objective. But as things stand right now, I think we would be seeing Kalia on the roam. She's got a lot of mobility, so she's going to have to supply a lot of vision for the alpha for the Hanzo, because Hanzo very, very, very susceptible to those early game jungle invades, because unless he's got his ultimate up, there's not much he can do in the jungle when it's being invaded.
Yeah, that is true. Well, Hanzo does, there's a lot of plays to get the pressure onto the Hanzo. But let's see how this plays off. So viewers, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button as we go into the first match in this best of 3 series. And well, I get to do this again. Play with the camera. I love this. This is fun.
Yeah, the camera angles are really nice.
All right, so we do see both teams rotating to the same side. So it's the early game potential ganks onto the gold lanes. But bro, look at this, right? You'll see what Zim does, and they've been actually utilizing this yesterday quite often. They love the invade. So, Kufra with the jump onto Badang. Just poking him. You do see the rotation from Team Zimbabwe onto the mid lane. Faza engages onto Kufra, just allowing the vision onto Kufra, showing the jungle, look, you are good and clear to go. We do see Team Mauritius with the rotation here to the XP lane. Will they go for the wraparound onto CC?
Well, it is a 4v1 situation. CC does have that ability to get out. She has a lot of mobility. There's the stun. It comes in from the Badang. The follow-up is there from the Hanzo. This should be first blood. First blood going the way of Team Mauritius.
Yeah, so we do see the engagement here onto Erethal. Rebind just missing his ult on the beast form onto Erethal. But a first blood going to the side of Team Mauritius. We do see the engagement continuing here in the mid lane. The engagement onto Kufra. Kufra gets caught out as Faza gets another kill. But Xavier gets the return onto Badang. The Hanzo is here into the mix. Onto the backline. He gets Lucas eliminated. So that is a 3-for-1 exchange early on.
My goodness. A nice fight there executed by the team Mauritius here in the mid lane. The turtle being started off. Hanzo he's not in his ultimate form, but he's not scared. Kalia frontlining. Tsunami slam onto the Xavier. Wants to chase the Xavier. Gets the kill onto the Xavier. Going in a 2v or 3v1 situation. Picking off the mage and getting out. That just speaks volumes for how broken Kalia is. I mean, where do you see a roam doing something like that?
Well, Kalia is actually XP laner, but yeah, you don't see that, bro. I mean, Kalia has so much to offer in our arsenal. However, this is going to come down. Look, let's see how this plays out mid to late game. However, we do see Kalia going for that engagement onto CC once more. But we do see the rotation from Team Mauritius onto Xavier. Feathered airstrike onto Xavier. Hanzo in there, but Faza gets the kill. Lucas in there. He's onto Faza. doing the damage, but not enough just yet. Oh, Badang gets knocked up by the Kufra.
He went in there. That was a nice combination from Mauritius. It was timed so perfectly. You could see the communication on point. Feathered airstrike into Hanzo's damage at range. Badang with nice sets and control throughout the course of the game so far. It looks like Hanzo making his way towards the backline. Gets that to eat onto the Granger, but no real harm being done at this moment in time.
No, yeah. So, the wall crack onto Lucas. Feathered airstrike combining there as well. Naps in Erethel. Yep, behind the turret. There will be the follow-up. Will they be able to? Oh, Xavier snipes Erethel. Erethel not being in a very good position there, but we do see Hanzo in his form gets Xavier. Will it be a double kill under the turret? Will he get the Kufra? What is going on here? Kufra sustaining so much, but Badang gets the back off onto Kufra. That's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team Mauritius.
Yeah, it's 7-2 in the favor of Mauritius, building up a healthy 3k gold lead. Kalia rotating quite nicely, gets a bit of poke onto CC. Oh, but there's the engagement. Erethel onto the Granger, takes out Granger, double quick time. Lucas is low. He's going to have to retreat back to the jungle, but should be able to heal back up a little bit with this red buff. But I don't think we're going to see any contest for this second turtle of the match.
No, we will not be seeing that. Team Zimbabwe currently just trailing behind, as we do see Shah picking up the second turtle of this match. So Team Zimbabwe will need to come down to the discipline here. Oh, we do see the Erethel engaging onto Kufra, showing the vision where the roam is knowing, giving Team Mauritius the capability to get the damage on this tier 1 turret in the mid lane. We do see Kalia making the rotation from the top lane here to force this out onto the tier 1 turret. Oh, the engagement onto Kufra, feathered airstrike onto one. Oh, the mega kill from Faza. Darken is doing the damage with this Faza. However, we do see Hanzo stealing the red buff from Lucas. Oh no, Lucas had to use his red to get the red buff, but we do see the engagement onto Kalia from Lucas. Will Kalia fall? Oh, Xavier missing his ult. In the meantime, we do see 2 kills in the bot lane. Granger falling as well as Badang.
Yeah, Kalia very hard to lock down. She's got so much of mobility. Oh, there's the engagement here from CC. Speaking about being able to get the lockdown, pops the vengeance. Erethel makes the rotation, but the kill going the way. The pick off there going to Team Zimbabwe as they're trying to even things out. It's heading towards almost a 4k goldie, but Hanzo is into the mix. He senses the opportunity, takes down Rebind on the Lucas. It was Nelbs with the final blow. And with that mid lane turret being opened up, map is now opened up. Game is firmly in the favor of Team Mauritius right now. But saying that there, what a Tyrant's Wrath coming in from Zinatan on the Kufra. They are chasing down Blaze. Look at this from the Fasa. That feathered airstrike is like aerial bombardment. She gets the set in there, takes down the Blaze on that Granger, and is unstoppable.
Yeah, bro, that is unstoppable, but we do see the engagement from Lucas onto Faza. He gets the shutdown onto Faza. Will Badang get caught out here? No, that's a safe rotation for Badang, but we do see Hanzo in his shadow form, or Xavier popping his ult there. A bit too early, but just trying to get the vision onto the turtle. This is the third and final turtle has spawned up. We'll see how Team Zimbabwe, will they get the opening to get that, try and get that red tree steal, as we do see CC coming in there. The first crack onto CC from Badang. Hanzo does get the third and final turtle for Team Mauritius. However, it seems like Team Mauritius are not done yet with this engagement. Hanzo engaging Kufra with the knock-up onto the shadow form of Hanzo. Oh, Xavier with his ult sniping Hanzo in the backline. That is exactly what you would like to see from a Xavier.
Yeah. So I think let's just check really quickly. Does he have the wishing lantern up yet, or is he close to getting that wishing lantern? No, he went for the Clock of Destiny. Interesting build there by Obigrid. But he's going to be using that to scale quite nicely into the late game once more. There's a Fasa, but the Unleash the Beast from Rebite. He's going beast mode, but gets taken down under the turret. Picks up the kill, but it's a double kill going the way. Oh, make that 3. Team Mauritius switching gears here in the mid lane. They went in all out Zimbabwe to get that kill onto the Fasa. Because Fasa was just causing so much havoc. And they finally managed to take it down. But at what cost, Scapsgangle? At what cost?
Bro, that was a hefty cost, to be honest. The mage not being in position, right? But just it's a sticky situation, because I mean it is almost time for the Lord to spawn up. Faza will be into the mage role. Xavier will be in the equation, but we do see the tsunami slam and first back from Badang. Feathered airstrike onto 2. The CC gets taken down by Erythal. Hanzo into the backline. He gets the kill on to Kufra. So that is a 3-4-0 exchange in favor of Team Mauritius. So just past the 9-minute mark. Oh, Granger in a lot of danger here. Will they be able to get the wrap onto Granger? Granger will the team come and assist him here, as we do see Hanzo taking the tier 1 turret in the top lane. But Nabs gets the mega kill onto Granger. We do see Lucas coming with the rotation, but the first crack onto Lucas. Lucas is deleted, giving Erythal a double kill. Why? No, don't engage. Zynoton engaging onto Erythal. Feathered airstrike.
My goodness. Oh, look at the darting light, just slightly off the mark there from the Xavier. Overgrid almost getting the pickup. Meanwhile, around the Lord is quite low. It's going to be Tsunami Slam trying to drag the CC back. Hanzo, he's engaging. Will he be able to get the kill onto the CC? She's sustaining through all of this, does get the kill. The Lord has been reset. Kalia is quite low. She has to recall because, you know, the Lord now does HP base damage, or has been doing for a while. Dawning Light comes through. Fasa with lovely position by Darken there for the feathered airstrike. Doing a double objective of zoning Zimbabwe away, as well as helping taking down the Lord.
Yeah, bro. Team Zimbabwe, they need to get the rotation to a full team set. Currently, they're not rotating as a unit. It's very solo rotations. They need to start grouping as a full 5-man if they want to stand a chance against this very dominant performance from Team Mauritius. We do see the engagement onto Kufra. What I was trying to say is we do see that Team Mauritius has an 8k gold lead as well as a 15 kill advantage with tier 2 turrets taken down, and we do see the Lord storming down in the bot lane as we do stop top lane for the engagement onto Kufra. That is a shutdown kill coming in from CC. However, Hanzo in his shadow form, will they be able to get CC? As we do see the Lord storming onto that tier 3 turret. I'm just trying to keep all the action in the screen here.
CC is escaping. CC is escaping. She got on that yo-yo bike of hers and she somehow managed to sustain through all of this, causing such a huge amount of distraction. They chased her, nobody went for the tier 3 turret, and she's still somehow surviving. They had to cast everything onto the CC. CC unstoppable.
That was crazy. So viewers, I don't know if you saw that the glitch in the game. There was another hero in mid-air hanging upside down. I don't know if you saw that yesterday, but there was a few instances. It got me distracted in one instance. The hero here on top of the screen. I flashed past it quickly. So for Kalia, just getting that vision onto Team Zimbabwe. However, Team Mauritius currently being very, very dominant in this first patch. Oh, the slam onto Lucas. Tsunami slam onto Lucas. However, Kufra tries to engage there onto the backline. Feathered airstrike from Faza onto Kufra. Kufra is taken down. However, Granger does get the return kill onto Erythal. But this is not over yet. Hanzo in his shadow form. Will he get plays? No, he does not get plays. Granger safe in that engagement. That was a 1-for-1 exchange.
Yeah, with the shutdown kill onto the Erythal, gets a bit more gold back for the side of Team Zimbabwe. But right now, things are looking a little bit iffy for them. They do not have the map control, but they're deciding to go in for this. Blaze trying to do something. The feathered airstrike is in there. The cancellation of it by the CC, but CC is taken down right now. Fasa being an absolute nuisance. Monster kill. There's a Kalia into the mix there. However, the counter engaged by Zenitron. Tsunami Slam comes out onto Rebind on that. Lucas, he manages to get away. Blaze on the Granger, trying to get the pick off on Nab Cookies with the Badang. But tier 3 turret mid lane opened up. Lord is available right now.
Yeah, so this is going to come down to discipline and defense at this point stage. For Dawning Light nearly stealing the Lord there. So we do see Lord going in favor of Team Mauritius. Team Mauritius already setting up here for this engagement, waiting for Team Zimbabwe to overextend. The wave of, well, fairly uneven push. It's just the bot lane out position, but we do see the engagement from Huntsman's Shadow Form. The first crack landing onto one, but Badang is in danger here as CC gets the pick off onto Badang. Feathered airstrike coming in from Faza. We do see the Lord coming into the base. Will Mauritius get this through? Oh, CC is taken down by Faza. However, Dawning Light is committed, but nothing doing. That is game, set, match in this first matchup. Mauritius taking this first match. Viewers, what do you think of that first match? Ooh, crazy action. As we do see Faza picking up MVP for Team Mauritius.
Yo, that was a very, very strong performance from Team Mauritius. Doing a very, very good job there, combining their plays, moving together as a unit, as a team. Very, very, very much on point. Very strong lineup they have of players. Lots of versatility amongst them at the same time. Individually and as a unit, moving together quite well. We saw how nicely they managed to combine things. Right there at the end, just before that engagement, Erythel picking up the Sea Halbert, which caused that very quick death of the CC, because CC went in, was able to sustain through so much. That Sea Halbert from the Erythel, setting up for Fasa to be able to just eliminate the CC. One of the frontliners has been gone, and then it was just Lord, lock onto base and delete.
Yeah, that is indeed so. So we're going live with our cameras once more. That's if this camera allows it. Nope. Okay, we're not going live with our cameras. I do see Rebind is asking for 5 minutes. He just needs to set up his phone real quick. So yeah, I have to agree with the viewers here. This is very opposite to what we saw Zimbabwe doing in their group stages yesterday. Normally Zimbabwe, well, yesterday Zimbabwe was being the bullies going into the matches, but Team Mauritius putting on a stellar performance in this first match.
Well, we do know how strong a lot of the players are here, because when you look at the entire lineup, both Zimbabwe and Mauritius, you could actually go back on the streams here at Waylander Gaming and run through full montages of these players. We've featured them quite a bit. We have seen them do some crazy things. They are very, very strong, very good players individually. Though I would say in terms of the teams, you're actually looking at Zimbabwe being all from the same squad, Primordial Vanguard, whereas the Team Mauritius is a collection of players from different squads. That's how they assembled it. But it looks like they have been doing their work. They have been doing their homework, working together. So even though they come from different squads, the synergy is there.
Yeah, indeed. So, just to let you know, our cameras are live. I did manage to get that sorted out. But now that you mention it, right? Yeah, I mean, the Mauritius, right? I mean, Shaw and Rebind is actually in this, well, ex-squad members featuring from Exodus. So both teams having a lot of knowledge onto one another. So this is just comes to show the class and knowledge coming into the matches here, bro.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of insider information. Though I wonder what the group chats would have been looking like, whether the two teams, knowing each other so well, would have been trolling one another. I know it was happening between South Africa and Mauritius yesterday, the two teams. I mean, a lot of the players here are friends, or shall we say frenemies. I think that's the word, the appropriate word. So they will be going at each other a little bit with some banter, because banter is always good. I mean, this is esports after all. We're always used to a bit of banter back in front. Though we do have the rules in the lobby, been brought forward by the IESF. This is a professional setup, a professional tournament, professional league. So we will be following and adhering to those rules when it comes to respect within the lobbies themselves. Though we will see the occasional recall spams. I don't think that'll ever go away. That is, for those of you tuning in, that's Mobile Legends version of teabagging.
Yeah, that is the instance. So with the IESF's rule book, right? The only time when you're allowed to use the recall spam, it's not on top of enemy heroes. It is you're allowed to use recall spams to bait out plays.
Mhm. It's part of like I know I hear a lot of complaints like, oh, this wasn't recalled on me. It's part of gamesmanship. If you can get into your opponent's head, it just makes it a little bit easier, because a tilted player is an easy player to kill, because you know they're going to overextend. You know they're going to try to do something dangerous, go in, as we do see sometimes on that what we call epic hell or the dark system.
Yeah, that is true.
You'll see players going 1v5.
That also, now that you mention that, right, it also comes down to your perspective, and if you're going to allow your enemy team to get into your head, are you going to allow that to happen, or are you going to have a tough armor skin and show them? Because in all honesty, if I get recall spammed upon, I take it as a sign of a challenge, and I will show you that I'm a better player.
Yeah, me personally, I'm unfazed by all of that recall spams, emotes, chats. I, as an individual, when I do play, I know that it's not very often nowadays that I get to play, but none of that. It's like will phase me. If I'm playing, just focus on what your job is to do. This is Mobile Legends is a MOBA. It's an objective-based game. So whenever you're playing in any particular MOBA, no matter what it happens to be, but especially so, more importantly so, in Mobile Legends, because in Mobile Legends the map is a bit smaller, so a lot of action, as you can see, whenever we're watching these games, these streams, there's a lot of action sequences that follow one another. There's very few moments in time where there's a bit of a pause, where you get to actually sit down and think about a strategy or what you need to do. So with Mobile Legends, you as both a player, a coach, even us, the casters, you got to be on point all the time. You got to be aware of what is going to happen and how to make quick adjustments, quick changes in the course of the game.
Yeah, that is true, bro. So, viewers, thank you for the support that you're currently bringing in here. Uh, let's take this moment to hit that like, share, and subscribe. We are going to head in to the next match. All right, we do see Team Zimbabwe having their stuff sorted out. So let's go into the drafting phase. Good luck and have fun to both teams. Why is it not typing? Oh, there we go.
Hmm. All right. So, second match, Mauritius, Madagascar. Mauritius drawing first blood, taking the first game, hoping now to clutch it out in the second, get a clean sweep, or will we see Team Zimbabwe be able to drag this 1-1? We're getting into the drafting phase right now, and well, we get to find out soon enough what's gonna be happening.
Yeah, we're just waiting for nab cookies to ready up there. Let me get my screen scared for you. Screen shared. Let's go. No spectators. Oh my word. What is happening here? I just say no spectators and 2 people leaves. I'm just waiting for everyone to join again. That was premature action, but whilst we wait for that, let me just I'll be back. Just give me a sec.
Okay, just waiting for the teams to get ready. We should be good to start any second now. So for those of you at home, I can see the votes are quite even. 54% of the votes going the way of Zimbabwe. So I see the viewers in a slight majority are hoping for a comeback here from Team Zimbabwe.
Always on the way.
Your team is
Yeah, so
banned.
my question leads to, is Team Zimbabwe going to get the return dubs here onto Team Mauritius? Or will Team Mauritius take this in a clean sweep? As we do see Matilda Airlines is removed from the equation. Please just restart the, what's the name? Just refresh, go out and refresh.
All right, so it's Matilda as the first ban, as Skankel just pointed out right now. Matilda is one of those heroes
My
that
tail's been itching for a real
provides
fight.
a lot of
Spanish.
ability to combine with several different types of heroes in terms of playstyle, gives you a lot of mobility, escapability when it comes to certain hard CC combinations. Kalia being banned out this time by
Your team is banned.
Team Zimbabwe. They don't really want to face up against this Kalia from the previous match, causing a lot of problems with that tsunami slam, getting into the backline, dragging. Because I mean, that tsunami slam is huge. The range of it, dragging some players back. It's like you're there, happy in the back line as a backliner. Next thing you know, Kalia is in the mix with that high mobility of hers. She knocks you up, she tsunami slams you, and you're just like you're traveling this huge distance, and then you land and it's you're dead. And you're like, what happened here? Why did this happen to me? Why me,
And
God? Why me?
And then just to add some insult to injury there, and through all those combinations from Kalia, she heals to your team as well. So that adds a little bit of sustainability as we just wait for Nabs to bring in the next ban. We did see Sicilian and Siyu getting removed from the equation. Oh,
team is
Team
banned.
Mauritius continuing with the Tigreal ban.
Sicilian, banned out before that, is sort of like an auto win condition
Time
right
to
now.
drop the
So
beat
getting
of
rid of
the
the
flash.
Sicilian,
Your team
Tigreal,
is picking.
Joy. Joy is definitely a hero that you don't want to leave in the hands of a capable Joy. Not the easiest hero to play. I'm not saying that she's like the most difficult hero in terms of mechanical abilities, but there is a bit of practice you need with the
Payback
Joy, especially to be able to do your basic attacks in between your
Let's
dashes.
go.
Some
Your
practice is
team is
required.
picking.
Yeah, 100%. As we do see Blade picking up Erical. So the direct count. So now we just see the teams swapping MMs. I did the previous match. And
Not just technically, it's the first
Wipe
3
out all
picks
the
from the previous
injustice in the
game, but going
world.
to different teams.
indeed so. But we do see a first change up here as Nab Cookies picks up Chow. Now, my question is this going to be a Chow XP or Chow Rogue?
Power of
Oh,
Pegasus!
my word.
Your
As
team is
Team
picking.
Mauritius picks up Padang as well. Now, look, this is going to come down to discipline with the skills, right? You don't want the Way of the Dragon to be popped. Well, wait. Now, my question is, like, does the Padang's ult, the first crack with that wall, the second skill, and the Way of the Dragon, does it combine together, or does the Way of the Dragon actually kick the hero out of the wall?
Kicks him out of the wall. But it should be Cho Rome, because I'm assuming that Team Mauritius are going to be using that Cho in order to deal with the Fasa, and Zinatan looking at picking up the Phoveus. As it seems like Zimbabwe are thinking along the same lines that I'm thinking. It might be Padang on the XP lane, and so Padang XP lane, you're going to see the Phoveus come out.
100% Phoveus being accounted to Padang. Phoveus being a very strong hero, bro. Phoveus, into the situation, sustains a lot and does a lot of damage. So we'll go into the phase 2 banning phase. Banning out Lu Yi. So no diversion play for Team Mauritius.
Yeah, that as we were saying, right, when it comes down to the 5-man situation, Lu Yi's ultimate is one of the more broken ultimates in the game. Almost global reach, depending on where you are, and to be able to teleport your entire team, the amount of plays that can set up in between one major objective and the next is crazy.
That is indeed so, as we do see Team Mauritius getting rid of Julian. And Team Zimbabwe with the final banning out Zushin, so no butterfly lantern. And Mage left for Team Mauritius to pick up. And so darken with
I'm thinking we might see a high loss for the side of Zimbabwe, because they did ban out the Zushin quite late. It might be they're looking at to pick up the high loss, put a little bit of early game pressure, maybe go in with the high loss, and any jungler that has that early game pressure or early game potential. I would have said Julian, but Julian being banned out. Darken with the final ban, going with the Hanzo ban, interestingly enough.
Yeah, so just showing them, look, we're not going to play the Hanzo this time. So they're definitely focusing the last bans onto the jungle. So let's see. Rebind is definitely going to swap out you with Zynoton.
System ready.
Oh, no. Rebind picks up his deadly Alpha. Oh. Will we see a higher Hayabusa? Darken showing. Oh, Shah does pick up Hayabusa. Darken for the side of Team Mauritius. I mean, Vale is a good pick, especially if you get that the wall from Badang and the first crack. That's going to be a deadly combo.
I didn't cure the pain.
That's a good pick. That is a very good pick. Counter Feathered Airstrike with Feathered Airstrike. So locking on, he was showing the Minotaur. I was thinking maybe you would want to go for the Kufra in this particular match. To a certain degree, you can provide a little bit of a counter to the Hayabusa, the Granger, even the Cho to a certain degree. He's got that CC immunity with his second skill, but you can at least prevent too many dashes from going through. So a lot of the plays are going to be coming through from for the side of Team Zimbabwe from Killer Pluto and Zinatan. We're going to be looking at Phoveus trying to frontline, bait out certain skills, and then Kufra going in as the counter engage. So we have to watch that space for the combination play between those two heroes. We will be seeing, as expected, we will see the Cho on the roam position. And so Cho will be doing what Cho does best, getting those pickoffs onto whoever he can, any slight overextensions, but he'll be hard focusing.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Yeah, that is true. So that kind of person, you can go and see the Group 1 matches on yesterday's stream. We are currently in the semi-finals, as we do see both teams rotating into opposite directions. So Team Mauritius opting for the blue buff, as well as Team Zimbabwe starting off with the blue buff. So opposite rotations.
Yeah, clever rotation here from Mauritius. They know that Irithel is going to win the 1v1 matchup up against a Granger. And when it comes down to the XP lane, it's a Badang that's going to have a hard time up against the Phoveus. But quick rotation here from the side of Mauritius. They're going in onto Blaze on that Irithel. They want to put a little bit of pressure in there. So they know that Granger... will be able to a certain degree, be able to deal with the Everthel, though Everthel does counter the Granger, but it's the Phobius Badang one that's going to be a lot of problems. So they will be potentially trying to provide that bit of protection there to the Badang. So he can do what he needs to do in terms of how fast he can rotate across the map. So Zimbabwe, they are going in onto the top lane there. Looks like they want to set up for something. There's the engagement onto the Phobius, as we expected. The stuns coming through. There's the first, the stun onto the wall. First blood is there. A successful gank from the side of Team Mauritius. It's not XP laners. They don't expect this to happen to them early.
Not. I mean, XP laners, you actually kind of expect to have a safe early game. But yeah, like you mentioned, we know Badang is not going to have a fun time against the Phobius. So it has been, we do see the knock up from Kufra onto Chow. Yeah, you like to see getting pressure released for the Badang, especially against the Phobius. But we do see the first turtle of this match has spawned up. Team Zimbabwe has the numbers here at the turtle, but Chow is just trying to get via that annoyance onto the Faza, but we do see Faza poking him at this point of stage. Valentino making the rotation to the Erethal all the way to the top lane, stealing Erethal's ult. So this is going to be some clutch plays. We do see Valentino making the rotation back. Is Team Zimbabwe going to focus on the turtle here? We do see that Faza is continuing the engagement. The Spear of Alpha onto Badang. But just to keep him honest.
Yeah, he wants to go and goes in the first flicker first crack against the wall. The follow-up is here, nicely done as they manage to steal that turtle. It's going to be a Hayabusa into the mix there. Does he have the shadow kill? He still has it safe. He's going to cast that shadow kill probably shortly onto the Phobius. Phobius trying to survive through this, but it's a double kill that goes the way of Cho. Nicely executed team fight by the side of Team Mauritius.
Yeah, that was a clutch retry steal coming in from Hayabusa, getting the turtle, but we do see the engagement, the rotation from Team Mauritius coming here to the Erethal. Kufra going to scout out Chow. The knock up onto Chow. However, Kufra is being engaged upon from the Granger. Alpha just clearing his wave there, or his jungle, the small jungle creep, but we do see Team Mauritius coming into the rotation here. We do see Hayabusa is going to steal that lava golem. Team Zimbabwe currently has the number advantage here in the top lane. But let's see how this one is going to play out. However, Chow gets the strike, the Spear of Alpha onto Chow. However, the feathered air strike onto Chow. However, Hayabusa gets the pick off onto Faza as we see the engagement continues here between Erethal and Granger. Who will win this battle? That is Nabs, with Granger winning the battle against Erethal. So that is a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team Mauritius.
It's going to be Hayabusa going in there. The Spear of Alpha does come out. The Shadow Kill is in there, but they're CCing him up. The first crack coming in. A beautiful timing there from Super Brawny as he managed to lock down the Alpha. Alpha's one big problem as a hero is locked down. Once you lock him down, it's going to be a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, there's a bit of chase here onto the gold lane. The buff is being stolen by the Hayabusa, but Erethel, sensing that she cannot be going in here. It was a 2v or 3v1 situation. Phobius trying to tank through everything here. Pops the Vengeance. There's a feathered airstrike for a combination. It's the shadow kill coming out. But Kufra with the Tyrant's Wrath knocking up the Hayabusa. He manages to escape, but he's not going to get counted engaged on. However, they do manage to take down Super Brawny on that put down as he kept his jungler alive.
Spear of Alpha used in a defensive play there. However, Granger is onto the backline. Will he get the kill onto Alpha? Yes, he does. Kufra is eliminated by Hayabusa. So we do see the Way of Dragon onto Faza. Will the engagement continue here? Yes, Valentino gets the pick off onto Faza. The engagement onto Erethal. Granger doing so much of damage. We do see Granger picking up the Sky Piercer after that engagement. Hayabusa starting the second turtle of this match. This is so aggressive early on. So at the 5.5 minute mark, we do see Team Mauritius taking the second turtle of the match, as well as having a prominent 6k gold lead.
Yeah, they've established a bit of map control now with Granger having secured his top lane turret. And there's the pressure. I mean, this is what 14 kills. Way of the Dragon onto the Alpha, but the Feathered Airstrike coming through from the far side, just keeping that Alpha alive. He manages to spear off Alpha himself back into safety. Far side, Valentina is into the mix. There's Phobius with the knockup. Knockup onto 2. He's going to pop the ultimate, but the first crack lands. Oh my goodness, what a counterplay from Berdan. The stolen Feathered Airstrike from the Valentina. It's like Feathered Airstrike with Feathered Airstrike. We'll see another kill. Will this be a team wipe? Yes, it is. Savage for Blaze. It's a second Savage 2 days in a row. He did die for it, but I'll be honest, Gapskankel, I would have died for it too.
Indeed, so it was Nabs that picked up the Savage, however, so that was a 5-for-1 exchange.
Nabs. My bad. Nabs with the Savage. Yeah, I would also went for it as well. My apologies, Nabs.
But
Nabs.
Let's see the engagement onto Phobius here. The first crack onto Phobius. The Way of the Dragon onto Phobius as well. Valentina picking up a killing spree. Team Mauritius. Oh, the Feathered Airstrike from Parcel coming in. Not landing yet, but Valentina does get another Tier 1 turret. So that's all Tier 1 turrets down. The Fear of Alpha is committed in a defensive position to just escape. However, we do see another fight between Erethal and Hayabusa, but Hayabusa coming out victorious in that engagement. This gives Team Mauritius the capacity to focus on the Tier 2 turret in the bot lane. But look at this, all minions currently were pushed in. So this just allows that split focus in favor of Team Mauritius. Oh, Kufra going for the jump but not landing. Way of Dragon onto Kufra. Badang finishes it off with the first trap.
Yeah, at this moment in time, like yesterday, we saw Team South Africa use a very good strategy at this moment in time. Like, they know that there's no reason to take the turtle right now. It's just because you're taking the turtle so early. Oh, look at that. Nabs gets just another pick-off kill there. So it's 2 down. They used the strategy where they wanted to clear out the shields before they take the Lord. This Granger, oh my days.
So much damage. Hashtag damage. We do see the engagement there under the Tier 3 turret. Chow gets taken down by the Feathered Airstrike.
Yeah. So it looks like Team Mauritius using a very similar strat. They did manage to get the shield in the mid lane, because you know how much damage the shield does to the Lord. Kufra goes in there, but he's just gonna get CC'd up and taken down. Granger taking no prisoners. Death Sonata upon Death Sonata.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah.
So we do see Team Mauritius. Oh, the going to come into. They're going to set up for a team play here. We do see Hayabusa. Well, everyone is trying to get the lane synced up. Team Mauritius not taking this mid waves minions, just allowing the waves to sync up. But the Lord is storming down in the Mauritius being in pole position.
Yeah, concealed play did come out there from the choke. Got cancelled out. The Lord setting up to charge. They're hoping to take down at least 2 of the Tier 3 turrets. Lord charges in there. The Feathered Airstrike trying to use to protect the mid lane. It's Cho into the mix. Is he going to go for the Way of the Dragon combination? No, Valentina as well. They would have put a follow-up, a bit of poke and taunt. But oh, the mega kill going the way of the Granger. Monster kill for the Hayabusa. He gets that. Oscar Shadow there. Strike is a double kill for both of the players there. It's only gonna be Lord Alpha left alive, with the Lord actually entering the base there, but it doesn't seem like they want to do anything. It's legendary going the way of Hayabusa, and this is game set match. Team Mauritius moving on to the grand finals.
So now the question is, who are they going to face off against? Will it be Team Congo or will it be Team South Africa? So viewers, we're going to have to conclude this stream, right? But you can come and join us onto the next stream, Team South Africa versus Team Congo. Well, look, this was very entertaining between Team Mauritius and Team Zimbabwe, but Team Zimbabwe not getting their synergy up for this match. But yeah, this was entertaining. So viewers, thank you for joining us here. Let's jump on to the next stream. This is not going to be goodbye forever now. This is just going to be goodbye on this stream, and check you out on the next stream.